The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
Do not forget to look out for signs of Janica the goddess as well. They're also down here somewhere.
Important to find. Must not be lost.
Eventually, you see through a gap in the giant-ass mushrooms, stalagmites, and the strange plant life that constitutes forest around here, including some giant versions of those broadleaf plants you saw earlier. You see the rising walls of obvious manufacture. Dark, like everything else here, but behind it, a huge glowing crystal rises up in the distance, and you hear the sounds of a city. The path leads right up to the gates, and the gates stand open. You could walk right in. It's been 2 days of travel.
Yeah.
2 days in the Underdark. It's like 20 days above ground. In relative danger.
Yeah, underground travel is only faster than normal and takes less time if you're in some kind of wire sphere.
They would have seen us by now. Pointing at towers?
Nope.
No towers?
There are, but not flanking the gates.
But further back.
Further back and further along the walls,
Yeah.
you can see hints of them.
Yeah, I'll point out there's towers.
Maybe. Though,
They're either inviting us in, or is they're inquisitive, or they're inviting us in to trap us.
A group of about 20 goblins come out of the gates and move right past you, giving you wide berth. But they're chattering amongst each other so you can understand. Comparing, various things that they've traded for and saying, I think they cheat me on this one. And another one's holding up and says, but look at this. This was definitely worth it. You recognize the obvious signs of a mercenary. Goblins often hire themselves out as mercenaries.
Did they hear a make reference to the local areas are? Is it just they?
The goblin word for outsider.
if goblins do trade here, then maybe many are allowed pass.
So we'll find out.
Yes, we should go and be cautious.
Pushing out ahead.
Did the goblins have their weapons out?
Nope.
I'll put that back just in case the goblins didn't have their weapons out. It might be a sign of hostility. Just be
Okay.
ready. I know.
But if I get butchered,
It's
that
Jor-Karroc's
will
fault.
solve one of your problems.
Jor-Karroc's fault.
Why would it be his fault? I'm a grown woman. Take care of
I'm sure
myself.
you'll be fast enough to draw a weapon should need arrive.
If trade can be done, maybe more gear can be found. And food too, hopefully.
Yes.
And if there's an armory here, I might be able to work on your armor with a proper forge. Oh, that'd be the crystal you were talking about?
Yeah, it sure would. You are entering here.
Ooh. Zoom with hands.
Here is a market. Here is a broken archway that looks astonishingly similar to the one you saw in the central court in Baldaran, in Aradale.
There's also something else up there.
What?
Just cover that. There we go. Oh, it's panning. I gotta move my hand along with the. Damn it!
Oh, it looks like another prison.
I hope that's a statue.
Well, look at the scale. You better hope it is.
Either that or some
Maybe it's
huge
friendly.
guardian.
Anyway, you enter the city. There's market stalls and things around. You see hooded figures wearing like scarves wrapped around and draped over their shoulders of whatever they're wearing. And they tend to be like of a grey knit, but they have like stripes of colour. Sort of like Hogwarts house scarves, but, you know, less gay. And they are speaking and trading. There's mostly other... Okay, yeah. Drow. They're drow, okay? You happy now? You're fucking drow.
Sort of.
And as the group wanders in, becoming stretched out along the market area, the chatter of trade gets quiet.
I'm going to deliberately like broaden my shoulders and puff out my chest to make myself like look.
Oh, you're peacocking.
Yeah, like somebody you don't want to mess with because I'm big and tall.
Yeah,
and
peacocking.
strong.
Peacocking.
Yeah.
A number of the merchants look at Saphira thusly. You feel like a slab of meat. Sexy meat. But then some of them see you. And the expressions slide off their face as they become impassive.
It's the eyes.
Guards start appearing in the crowd, moving in. Do you put your disguise necklace on?
No. I think
A bit obvious at this point. Also, it was an orc either way.
orcs might actually be more welcome here than human.
They did just trade with goblins, apparently.
Soon, soldiers are pushing to the front of the crowd and pushing people back. There's a lot of them, and they look kind of pissed.
Is there anything like in the market that I'd like to trade for? Like, is there oil or is there something that?
There
trade
are
for
many
that would be
things that could
immediately
traded
useful.
under the light. Oil, food, weapons.
Oh,
One of the guards yells something you don't understand, and suddenly they're arming themselves.
Looking in our direction.
Way ahead of you, now cut off from you, a group of them have surrounded your half-orc friend. And they are fighting her. Because they have attacked. Because she is an orc. The ones close to you are basically just like... press arrow into face.
Slowly raise hands.
She's with us! Please do not harm her. She is not your enemy.
What language are you speaking?
I am speaking common, and then are they responding to that?
Silence.
They are not like other orcs.
My axe! No!
They have no allegiance to a band, or they have broken their ties with their clans.
They have broken the law.
Travel within
I
stone.
apologize. I am responsible.
Another soldier wearing like a different color on his pauldrons steps forward. He's just like, law. Any excuse for your actions. You would have any petty little minor equivocance of the law to lock another person in the dungeons. They're orcs. Do not countermand me in public again. The other one's just like, bye. Goes back to join the others.
I apologize. It is my responsibility.
You have broken the law. You are under arrest. You and your everything? Or do we take things to their final conclusions, idea? Pushing through the group is a woman in a long red coat coming through the crowd. For those of you who are looking out for these little details, she has 1 gold band on her pauldron. Something that none of these others have.
Yep. Rank.
She's also a bit taller than the average elf.
I'm making a bit of a gap from everyone just in case we are about to fight. I just want some room.
How would the other...
Not reaching for weapons, I'm just making room.
How are they reacting to her as she approaches? Have they not really noticed her?
Oh no, they're making room.
I will make, based on the way things are playing out, I will make a gesture of reverence. By getting down on one knee, crossing the...
She leans her into the crowd.
just-
She'll be like, what is going on here? General, we have things well and I didn't ask that. Man, how dare you interrupt me? How dare you contradict me? Throw down your weapons. Go into the forest and do not come back until you have slain a dragon. Clang. Clang.
Has the fighting over by M stopped?
Yes.
Is Em now cleaning her axe and coming back to us?
No.
She's been arrested.
She's been disarmed.
It's a lot of healing.
Surfaces. Here. Arm and so. With an orb. To this riddle.
Folks at ground.
Command your pet to keep its tongue between its teeth, or I will have another trophy. Holds up a hand.
Does it look like Em's hand?
Not anymore.
It was once though.
Yes.
Stay silent, Jor-Karroc.
So, the creature is at least intelligent enough to keep its foul words at bay. Don't sneer at me like that, creature. On your knees. A couple of guards grab you by the shoulders and kick the back of your knees. You are mine now. How dare you invade our country? Have you not taken enough from a servicer?
Permission to speak, madam?
Good, you obey well. You may.
We have no intent of invading.
Then why did you bring that? Did you think we were ignorant of our own prophecy?
It's not the yellow eyes.
What else would it be? Seize them. Take their cart and all of their belongings to the Deshard compound. No, nothing?
Not with so many people around.
Not so fast. I said it as slowly as possible.
That's me laughing on Saphiro, although he might have a little smile, but his head's down.
You know what I speak of. And then she turns around, and there's a really good-looking, not wearing a whole lot behind her. If you like drow. I love it hoping he shakes his head so much his cheeks don't stop wobbling for like 10, 15 minutes afterwards.
15 minutes.
I'll scotch about 1 o'clock.
All you have to do is, are they a 7, 8, or 9? You're not going to get a 10.
Roy is right over there.
She's a 9.5.
10.
She talks.
Oh, good point.
That's a solvable problem.
Just need to jam something in there. No.
That won't stop her from talking!
Oh, jeez, that look
That's why maidens had to have hand talk, because you can't shut them up.
Yeah. When they're not talking, they're still talking.
But I will gaze up.
You know full well that the ordinances that have been put in place to govern this exact contingency require that they be imprisoned in the central dungeons. I don't need you to tell me, my job. Apparently you do, or at least to remind you. Surely, now reminded, an honorable woman, a general such as yourself, would not flout the laws you yourself helped put into place. Perhaps I should assign some of my own guards just to make sure they do not try anything the dangerous surfaces might.
No, not that one. Those two, though. The woman in the red coat makes a gesture, just glaring murder at the other woman. And so, you enter the city of Vuxallizax, and are immediately embroiled in a horrible political game. Oh no!
It's Romania all over again!
But we're freely allowed to take mages, oh, we don't have one, never mind.
But you don't have a mage? Oh, we're going to have to lend you one then. This is like Texas. Well, I'm sorry. You walk through the airport, it doesn't go off, and they're like, oh, you're going to need this.
Yeah!
So here's a desert eagle.
There's just a random stick prodding Jolene through a door somewhere, and she's just like, what's going on? Like, you lot again.
God.
Oh, you wish you were going to get a good one. AIDS?
No, he's being milked at the moment.
No, he's not. That's stopped. That's over with now.
She's annoyed. Yeah.
Why? Why would you do that? You gotta put this out into the world. This is your fault. You did this.
He'd have to get magic power back before he could have it milked from him.
She knows who he is. Potentially. And we never got to have that conversation because we had to leave so fast.
Oh, that's too bad. Anyway,
No.
moving on with the game you're currently playing and not one you were playing 2 years ago. You are all roughly dragged away. Obviously, you are de-weaponed.
Mm-hmm.
Do they notice the glass invisible sword? No!
Do they remove my braces?
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, and then someone takes the mace off of Stump, and they're like...
No, Saphira.
It's actually...
Someone's off Saphira, and they're like... And she, like, snatches it off. It's like... Thief. Now they're extra rough with you. Take him to the blackest dungeon.
Oh, is that a foul for you?
Oh, you cock!
I missed anyway. I got a pass.
Out of bounds.
Fucking buzz! I failed.
Thanks to rigorous abuse from M, you're quite able to put up with this. Thanks to rigorous abuse from Venom, you're quite able to put up with this. It seems that they're targeting you particularly nastily because this is pretty bad. But eventually you're all left alone in the same cell, which is pretty stupid of them, but prison space is at a premium in the Underdark. And the cells are all overcrowded, so, you know,
Is M imprisoned with us?
would you like her to be?
I mean, yeah.
Okay then. She's that thing in the corner, not moving.
Did they take my holy symbol?
Probably not.
I will go and tend to end.
No, neither did they take your rat.
How
Go.
roughed up am I? I'm sitting at 60 at the moment, so.
Oh, wow.
Well,
It's 2 me's plus a little bit.
just so.
I wouldn't worry about it. It's mainly
So knock it down to 57 then.
okay. Yeah.
Well, the 60 was the extra.
Oh.
We got from killing the cats.
They took the armor, though, right?
Why would they not have?
Yeah, yeah.
It took a while, but they got
Oh,
it.
then
there.
they also found like M's armor, and they were like, "Aha! Proof of thief."
Is M breathing?
Sort of.
I'm going to start with a cure moderate wounds.
She's
Time to
missing a
find out if
hand though.
magic works.
How do we? Can you do something with about that first?
I can't because
Third level
I
magic isn't strong
stopped.
enough.
I stopped. I didn't memorize repair injury this time. I swapped it out
In
for
fact,
prayer.
since you guys were rousted by combat, he got no memorizing done.
Also, we'd need the hand, right?
Yep. You can't generate a whole new hand out of nothing.
You need a more powerful healing spell than
There
that.
is no such healing spell.
Oh, not even regenerate, does it?
Regenerate will do it, but he can never have it.
Oh, okay.
Because you've both only got minor access. And
To the
Regenerate is,
healing
I think, a 6th or 7th level
Yeah.
spell.
Genie could do
Gets-
it.
She gets 9
Okay.
with your moderate. Is she better now, or is she? Well, I mean,
It's all pretty fucked up.
yeah, but she's like more stable now. I would say. Is it correct or?
I'm sure.
Okay. Hang on, Em. You'll be all right. What does she look like in the face? Does she just look like vacant or
Slack.
slack?
Because of a certain vision I might not have had, I would know to look and see that indeed that hand we saw before would be her hand.
Right through the wrist.
I'll go sit down beside her.
Roya says, "Wow. What a lovely predicament we're all in."
Make no sense. Goblins okay, but orcs not.
Goblins aren't surfaces, they live down here.
Orcs not always
Also not
surfaces
surface
either.
dwellers either.
They may be at war with orcs. And there's something to do with me as well, I don't know.
Prophecy?
And that mace and armor too.
Have they got some prophecy that some woman with yellow eyes will be their downfall?
I don't know.
Knew something like this would happen. Saw it
else?
even.
Who else needs healing?
Oh,
Roya.
what do you mean you saw it?
When I went back to the grove, stared into the pond, saw many things.
7.
Saw M without hand. Thought maybe in.
I can.
You want me to touch it?
Where is
I am
it?
a
Can I
lock 4
reach it?
checks. Yep.
Sorry, Stump, only 2. And for the last
While
one,
you're in the middle of discussing these things, the beautiful woman arrives, and she has a bodyguard. I will now describe these two women.
that's yours.
Oh no, I'm fully healed.
Oh,
Give it to him, and then
Him.
she basically only has 1 hit point.
yeah,
Well, 9 now, but
yeah.
So, the drow woman you assume to be a priestess based on the scandalous clothing, which, frankly, you would not even be able to wear at a gay pride parade if you were a woman, without some comment. Though, she does have a long cloak, which proves she does have access to the fabric. The
It's
Naga
all
the Serpent
straight-
principle.
It's all just straight down her back and not covering her front in any way.
She has like a basic circlet. Her eyes are very blue. Unusual for a drow. Long white hair. A rather cruel expression on her face, but that could just be general drowing. She is about, half a head taller than you, so normal elf height. Or maybe not even that much, but yeah. The bodyguard is your size. So do you remember Warrior?
Yes.
You remember how unusual she was?
Yep.
This bodyguard could have the same thing wrong with her. She's way strong looking.
Yeah.
No elf looks strong. This is a drow. What's unusual is that her entire head, except for her ears, is covered by a mask. In orange and blue.
When you say head, you mean the whole...
From neck all
Sorry.
no mouth, no eye holes. Yep. There's like a black ovals around the eyes, which you know what gauze is, so
Yeah.
you could probably see through it, but it looks like, for a modern reference, it looks a lot like a more subdued luchador mask.
So it's there to emphasise her ears, and that's about it.
More like the ears have to poke out
Alright.
in order for her to be able to hear things. And her hair's just like poking out the back. And you get, being a professional, is the distinct impression that someone is sizing you all up. And it might not be the priest. But they're just standing there, listening to you and watching you talk.
So I've just been hearing
I'll tap on Sephiroth's shoulder.
like that same gesture of reverence.
The woman says,
I'll be flanking Sephiroth, so if he wishes me to kneel down, I do. If he doesn't, because he's the one that's in charge. I've always done this. There's times I do it, and times I don't. And this is one of the times that he hasn't said to.
After
Not speaking without permission.
Yep.
after looking up, because Sulan pointed them out, I'll just look away from them. Not like out of fear or anything, but just...
she looks at between you and Roya. She's like, which among you leads here?
I'll look at Roya.
Roya looks at Sephiroth.
That would be me, my lady.
Of course. I have heard rumors that on the surface many perverse things are allowed. You lead.
Yes, my lady. That is the correct choice.
Is not, but you should not know. I will ask questions, you will answer. You may discuss it amongst yourselves. I do not mind. I can understand your language. Why have you come? You hesitate. You think of a way to obfuscate your intentions. I see what you will do.
Searching for something.
What?
A blade.
You have one. I mark it well. You are lucky it did not fall into her hands. She would have kept it.
Thank you.
Nothing. Now it belongs to the Drow people as evidence.
Evidence of what, if I may ask?
Surface or invasion plots.
I can assure you there is no plan to invade. At least on our part.
What? Blade.
a Gith Yankee blade.
You can't have it.
I assumed as much,
Well,
but I did not see any point in lying to you at this point.
and yet you tried to obfuscate what you want. I will ask you another question now. How have you come here? Sephiroth.
Travelled for 2-3 days through the Underdark.
Only 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Should be a way to get here so fast.
There was a tempest on the surface. The water swirled in a whirlpool and drove
Oh,
us
we
down.
know. That is how we know your name. And the name of Sunyi. And others.